that's gonna be delicious. Yup, just as predicted. Hey guys, Saturday night, about 10:30. I'm wrapping up for the night. I just worked a few hours tonight. There was just some things I needed to get done. This whole leaf spring thing on Tessie was just driving me crazy. So what I decided to do was take the differential and leaf springs out from underneath that parts frame again, and I swapped leaf springs, kept the same differential under that because that one doesn't belong to me, but put a set of springs under it so at least it's still roller. I kept the parts frame set of rear leaf springs, put the shitty ones back underneath there. I have an extra one that I can return for credit, so we're cool there. So here's what I got for pile parts. Now these leaf springs are actually only a stack of 4. Other ones were a stack of 5. They're a little bit different, but they're gonna work just fine, I'm sure. That actually might help the car get down a little bit lower in the back is kind of what I'm looking for too. Okay, so the other stuff you've seen in the other video, just kind of grouped it all together so I can get everything blasted with the frame. I went through these shock mounts and ran a thread chaser over the shock studs. Got shackles, springs. I also went ahead and took apart the front hub assemblies. There's 2 drums, 2 backing plates in there, some wheel cylinders. Those are also returned for credit. And I stripped the spindles down. The CPP company disc brake setup that I have is going to utilize the original drum spindle. So spindles both look really nice. No real weird wear. They're nice and smooth. So those are going to work pretty well for that. And then next step will be to go through my steering components, but I'll probably wait until I get my new tie rod ends and sleeves so I can match the length before I take that apart. I mean, I can take them off the drag link. Won't be a problem. Get the steering gear cleaned up. Lots and lots of cleaning. Lots of cleaning. You guys know that who have done this. I'm hoping to get the frame and all the items that need to be blasted to the blaster this week. I'm hoping like maybe Wednesday afternoon I can leave work early or something and get the stuff all loaded up and go. It's local, so not a big deal. Then the next thing, while that's away at the blaster, then I'm going to get the engine and transmission in here, get the engine in the stand, get it de-trimmed as I feel it needs to be, get the smog equipment off of it if there is any, and decide if I'm going to switch the intake and valve covers and distributor to meet the 64 and older hot rod criteria. I may wait on that. What's going to probably decide that for me is what color I'm going to spray the engine. I am not, at this point, going to spray it just regular Chevy orange because, not because, but I'm not going for correct, obviously, but I think the car is going to be a metallic orange pearl and a pearl white, which means the firewall is going to be orange metallic. I don't want the engine to be Chevy orange. If anything, I want it to be the same orange as the engine, which isn't a problem. But I was also thinking about going more of a traditional hot rod color on the engine, like a silver or a gold metallic, maybe just black, I don't know. But once it's painted, it's staying painted. I'm not changing my mind. And if I were to paint it a gold metallic or an orange metallic, and I paint it as is with the late model valve covers and intake, if I opt to change it later, paint those parts to match and put them on, is it going to look, am I going to have to touch up the top half of the engine? Maybe, I don't know. Another thing is going to be time, of course, and money. I have the correct intake, I have the correct valve covers. However, I am going to leave, at this point, I'm going to leave the original HEI distributor that is in the engine. I know it's not right. I should change it and put like a Petronix electronic ignition inside the cap, or however that works. I don't think I'm going to have the money to do that, so I'm going to run what I have. But if I can keep going on this thing, we're going to see some major progress here in the next few videos, I hope. I didn't take an action video tonight because it was pretty much just a bunch of noise. You know, I zipped that differential out of there, I took a cut-off wheel, cut the U-bolts because they were bad, and you know, whatever. But I got the frame outside now. The other differential, which I discovered is junk, so I do need to find a differential soon. I have a couple potential leads out of some Camaros that I had at one of my buddy's place. Whether or not they're still there, I don't know. One was a 342 Posi. I think the other one was maybe a 308 Open. Both out of second gen Camaros. Hopefully they're still there. Hopefully the width is correct. If not, I know what I need to go junkyard and look for differential, because I have an original differential here, so I can measure where the perches are and the tube length and backing plate to backing plate, etc. So lots to do, not nearly enough time, not nearly enough money, but I feel like I made a lot of progress this weekend, and I think what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to get myself a large piece of cardboard or construction paper and put it on one of the back sides of the overhead doors here and make a list very similar to what the guys at Shut Your Face Garage did when they built Rusty, the Nova. And just had a big old list, and as they did things, they crossed them off, and I think it kept them on track. And it was also really neat to see the progress as they crossed things off of their multiple sheets of paper. Because I'm trying to prioritize here, you know, what's important. I need to get the chassis done. Okay, well, what's the first part of the chassis? You know, obviously strip it, blast it, paint it, reassembly. After reassembly, you know, I want to plumb it. I'd like to plumb it before the engine and transmission goes in it, and then once that's in it, then I have to make a transmission mount. So, you know, you can see how it can kind of spiral, and I'm trying to spend my money wisely and only get the parts that I need. So I knew I had to get upper control arm bumpers, because once the control arms are on, you can't put those in. So I got those. Big deal. It was like 18 bucks. Okay. Ball joints. I got all new ball joints off of eBay for like 54 bucks, set of 4. Need ball joints. I wasn't going to buy coil springs. Spent $140 for a set of coil springs that basically have a coil cut out of them. I did that for like 30 seconds of my time. Hopefully that works. I'm not sure if it will or not. Tie rod ends and adjusting sleeves will be next. And differential. So actually the steering part of it I can sit on for a little bit. Differential, I need to figure that out. I did find a drive shaft in my warehouse that I think will work. I may have to trim it, I'm not sure. So I got lots of decisions to make. I'm still shooting to have that chassis painted, suspension on, front and rear, engine and transmission sitting in the frame with a cross member and the frame at least plumbed for brakes. Maybe not necessarily fuel, but brakes for sure. That would be my level 1 goal. By the time the snow flies, level 2 goal, which may be a little bit harder to reach, is to have the bottom, well, basically to have the whole body tub stripped and primed, firewall and underside painted, so it can go back on the frame, and then I will do all the body work as it's a roller, which I don't normally do that when I do a frame off because it just gets the frame dirty. But to conserve space, I think that's what needs to be done. I can do a lot of the patching while it's sitting on a frame. You know, floors are done other than some touch-up work, but all the major metal replacement is done. I'm going to have a little patch on the roof by the drip rail, a couple patches back under the taillights under here, which those are easy enough to get at. I may fabricate a roll pan back here and delete the rear bumper. I haven't decided yet, but I can't do that until it's on the frame, so that actually works out really good. On the dash I will paint when I decide what color I want it, and I will do that before the door jambs are sprayed if it is going to be a different color. So, like I said, lots to do, lots to decide, but I'm trying to take little bites, just, you know, little bites at a time. When I get the frame back from the blaster, I'm going to have some repair work to do. I'm going to have some patches, some welding to do on that, which will take, you know, a good portion of a weekend perhaps, and then finally get to prime it. So, just wanted to bring another video. This will be the last one for the weekend. You'll be seeing these on Monday, hopefully, Tuesday at the latest. And yeah, that's it. Tomorrow is car show day, so it's gonna be family car show day tomorrow. My dad is gonna be showing his '64 Impala Super Sport. I'll probably bring the camera along, maybe give you a little walk around on that, and put that up for you. He's very proud of that car. I'll give you the lowdown on that later, but so we have a nice car show by the lake tomorrow. Alright guys, have a great weekend. As always, thanks for watching, and you know, hopefully this project is getting a little more interesting. I know it is for me. When I can start seeing progress like this, it makes me really excited. You know, I could start sandblasting some of this myself, but I just really don't want to deal with it. I'd rather pay somebody to do it. I'll probably do the underbody and shit like that, but excuse me, for getting the chassis done, I'm just going to have somebody else do it. I'll paint it. It's fine. So, alright guys, thanks again. Thanks for letting me blab and vent. You guys are great. Have a great weekend. See ya.